Welcome back. You're still watching SA Today. Let's take a look at some international stories. And we begin with international pressure, which is mounting on Sudan's military to hand over power to civilian rule. The United States has joined efforts to press the military in that country and civilian opposition groups towards a deal on a transition to democracy. Former
President Omar Al-Bashir was overthrown 2 months ago by a civic revolution. The country is currently experiencing a wave of violence which has seen the massacre and raping of civilians. There is also a communications shutdown, with Sudanese people and the media struggling to send information out and about the happenings inside the country.
Sudan, a country that has experienced a shutdown. Communication is now a challenge. The military government has blocked the internet, and there's little information coming out of Sudan since the start of the civil disobedience campaign. The protests were launched earlier this month against the country's military leaders. They grabbed power after the fall of Omar Al-Bashir in April. The civil revolution resulted in the overthrow of Al-Bashir. Former President Thabo Mbeki, who was the African Union's envoy to Sudan, says the contention over which side should make decisions will continue to fuel the unrest.
A part of the challenge with regard to the design of the transitional period in Sudan is that there's a contention between the military and this opposition as to who they agree that they need to form joint structures to take the country through the transition until the elections. They agree about that, the joint structures. But the main question is to be who leads. Who should be the dominant group? Who should be the major group?
Militia have been terrorizing citizens and protesters in the capital city. The opposition says more than 100 people were killed. The government has confirmed only 61 casualties. Mbeki says the military leaders should focus on stabilizing the situation.
The issue of stability of Sudan, stability in sense of law and order, fight against crime and all that, is something that would now rely in the hands mainly of the military. And the military are saying that we have that role. The civilians can't play a role of stabilizing the country, we can. But if we allow them to become the dominant force, we don't know what impact they would have even on that matter of the stability of Sudan.
The African Union has suspended Sudan's continental body activities, while the United Nations has called for dialogue between the military and civil opposition. Noma Polani, SABC News.
Lesotho's defense